Hello everyone, my name is Max, and today I'm going to be taking you through my video about Brawl Stars. This has been one of my favorite games for a long time because it's very easy to play on mobile. And today I'm specifically going to be telling you about three of my favorite brawlers, the first being Dynamite, then Edgar, and then Jesse. I'm going to be telling you about their best builds, so talking about their respective gear, gadgets, and star powers, and then their hypercharge. I'll be talking about kind of what maps or what game modes are good for them and playing a game on each of them to show you how they're played. And really, I'm just going to be telling you kind of the thought process behind what I do in game and why I pick the builds and the brawlers that I do. So without further ado, let's get into it, and let's start with explaining Dynamite and his kit in Brawl Stars. This is Dynamite. He is a artillery, but more commonly known as a thrower, which means he can throw main attacks over walls and other players. He has 5,600 health and fast movement speed. His attack is called Short Fuse, and it's just 2 sticks of dynamite that each do 1,600 damage, has long range. And then his super is called Big Barrel of Boom, and it's just a very strong version of his main attack that also destroys buildings and walls and things like that. But getting into his kit, he has 2 gadgets. First is Satchel Charge. This stuns enemies on hit. And the next is Fidget Spinner, which just throws out dynamite that does damage. For our case, we're going to use Satchel Charge because I think it's just better for confirming a few free kills. Then for our gear, we're going to be using Gadget Gear. That just gives us an extra charge, so 4 in total. Next is our star power. We're going to be using Demolition that adds some damage to the super, but there's also another one called Dyna Jump that is way too hard for me to use, to be honest. And then we'll be using a damage gear for him, so when he falls below 50% health, he gets a little damage boost. And finally, his hypercharge makes it so that his super, when it explodes, it fires out a bunch of smaller dynamite that does damage as well. And for Mike today, we're going to be playing on Gem Grab on a cute angle. Gem Grab, it's the first to get 10 gems from the middle mine. Gets the timer to start, and you have 15 seconds to hold on to gems before a team wins. So just getting into it with Dynamite right now. He's really good for this game mode because he controls areas really well, and he just does a lot of damage. So getting into it, we have a pretty good matchup with 2 tanks here. Mike does a lot of damage against tanks, so we're going to be going for those 2 bigger characters. And as you can see, I'm trying to just maintain my distance and space around walls, using them as cover while hurling my main attack over them to try and get damage to chip off health from these big tanks. And while we're doing that, we're also trying to collect gems from that middle mine. As you can see, that's like the objective of this game mode, is to get 10 gems and just hold on to them before the other team can kill you and reset the timer or take the gems and win the game. So as you can see, I just got my first hypercharge off. This is really strong, and as you can see, I'm just doing a ton of damage with this character. Having 2 tanks really makes him very good. Unfortunately, I took a death right there, but that's okay because we held on to our gems. And I'm just going to get back in it and try to secure this last gem to start the countdown. As you can see, our gem carrier died, so now we have to mitigate that and try to recollect those gems that are unfortunately on the other side of the map right now. So we have to go and kill everyone. And then, as you can see, we're going to rush up and just grab the gems off this guy once we kill him, which is going to be tough. But there's another gadget right there that stuns, and we're going to be able to just go in, get all those gems, and run back to our spawn. I'm going to take an unfortunate death right there, but it's okay because my teammate's right there to collect the gems, and this should be it for us. We're just going to run back to our spawn and defend and really try to just hold on to these gems, which we do, and we get a win. So that first game went pretty well. Dynamite is really good on gem grab, and as you can see, we did pretty well in this game. So the next brawler we're going to cover is Edgar. Edgar's an assassin and really thrives off picking off one brawler at a time. As you can see here, he has 6,600 health and very fast movement speed, and his main attack is called Fight Club. It hits twice at very short range, but has a unique effect of healing him for 35% of the damage he dealt. He also has a super called Vault, where he gets to jump over obstacles and buildings and land on other troops. And he also has a really unique ability where his super charges passively over time. But getting into his build, he has 2 gadgets to choose from. We're going to go with Hardcore today because it's just a shield with some extra health for him. But he also has one called Let's Fly that charges his super really quick. But like I said, for today, we're going for the shield. His gear, he has one that makes it so his super charges 10% strong or faster, which is really strong for this brawler. He has 2 star powers. The first is hard landing. This one makes it so when he jumps and lands, he does damage. And then next is fist cuffs, which increases his healing from his main attack. But we're going to go with the damage dealing one. Again, we're using the gadget gear to give us an extra gadget charge. And finally, his hypercharge just makes him charge his super and reload a lot faster. So we're going to be using Edgar today in Brawl Ball. He's really good in Brawl Ball because he's very bursty. He can take down a full team pretty easily if you time his ults and stuff right. So just getting into it right now. It's the first to 2 goals wins in this game mode, so it's really important to defend, but it's also okay to risk your life a little bit and go forward for a goal, and if you die and get a goal, it's still worth it. So as you can see right here, I'm really just trying to space around this wall. I have another Edgar here, so I'm trying to just time it well, but as you can see, the Surge gets a shot on me and unfortunately kills me. Otherwise, I think I would have gotten that other Edgar, but that's okay. We're getting back into it. We'll run back up. And as you can see, we have our first super. So this makes Edgar a lot stronger and a lot more of a threat. I'm trying to just space and put pressure on their team. And as you can see, I got a quick pick on Ricochet. And then there's why I use the star power that I do, because I got to clean up that Edgar with just a easy landing super right there. And now we're going to put pressure on them in their spawn as to try to get one more team wipe and get a goal right here. So trying to just space them, trying to get some kills, stay alive. As you can see, we're doing pretty well, but I don't think we're going to get it before their teammate spawns back. So right here, we got a kill. We got another big damage right there, and that leads me to wanting to just kind of dive in, but still we have to take our time and make sure I don't die. And as you can see, just got a nice picked off Edgar, and then that's just a free goal for us, which is really nice and shows the strength of this character. So here we have a comfortable 1-0 lead. We have a pretty good matchup in terms of our brawlers counter theirs pretty well. And as you can see, they're just spamming their supers and kind of wasting them. As you can see, it's not very hard for the 3 of us to stay alive. And as you can see, I'm really just trying to use that same wall to space around these shots and maintain some health and heal a little bit. Our Dynamite gets a pick right there, and then I get to free jump onto the Surge. I used one of my gadgets to tank some extra damage and get the kill. And looks like this one's going to be wrapping up pretty soon here, but we get one more pick. And then just to wrap things up, I'm going to get one more quick kill and finish him off with the second goal. So there's Edgar. As you can see, he's very strong, especially in maps that complement this kind of bursty, fast gameplay. And yeah, he's a lot of fun to play, and I'd highly recommend if you're going to check it out. So lastly, today we're going to talk about Jessie. Jessie's a controller with some really unique abilities. She's more of a sniper. She has really long range, but we'll get into her kit right here. She has 6,000 health and normal movement speed. Her main attack is called Shock Rifle, and actually can bounce around 3 times after hitting an enemy. And this deals 25% less damage to each enemy, but still does a lot of damage. And her super is a turret called Scrappy that has a good amount of health and just helps a lot in basically putting pressure on the team. So as you can see, getting into her kit, she has 2 gadgets. Recoil Spring is what we'll be using, as it just doubles the attack speed of the turret. But there's also one called Spark Plug that slows enemies around the turret. Getting into her gear, there's one really strong one called Pet Power that just makes her turret 25% stronger. This is really good. Her star powers, we're going to be using Shocky. This kind of mimics her main attack and bounces around between enemies when her super hits. And her other one is called Energize, where she can shoot her turret to heal it. This one is really good on some maps, but we're going to be using Shocky for today. And then finally, we have gadget gear again. As you can see, I really like gadget gear because it just gives you a 4th use of the gadget. And finally, we have her hypercharge. She gets some buffs, as well as making her turret have almost 10,000 health, which is a ton, and it attacks a lot stronger and a lot faster. So today we're going to be playing her on Heist. She's pretty easy on Heist because if you get a couple good turrets down, you can really just mow down their safe and do a lot more damage than they can. So we're going to be getting into it and trying to basically take down their safe while defending ours and trying to get theirs down to 0 without letting them do too much damage on ours. So going in, there's only a couple choke points to get into the middle of this map, so I know where they're going to be. I'm trying to space some shots to bounce around between them and give me some supercharge so I can get my first turret down. As you can see, we clean up a lot of their team. I'm trying to just space out this other Jessie, but she's using her wall cover really well. But now that we have a little bit of an advantage, we can push into this neutral area and try to control it, which is what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to drop the turret to just confirm the kill on this Jessie, which is probably not the best turret placement, but it works for getting the pick. And now we can really just start spamming our main attack and trying to get them to chain onto their turret. As you can see, I'm now trying to take this kind of side area, which helps a lot in connecting Jessie shots and getting them to bounce around. I'm getting pinched out right here. I can't really do too much, but I'm going to try to get a little bit more safe damage before I die. Just staying alive here. Doing a few more shots of damage, trying to whittle down this turret and their brawlers. I get a turret off, thankfully, and get some damage, but I end up taking a death here, which is okay because we got a lot of turret damage and put a lot of pressure on them. But now, going back into it, we have a huge advantage. They haven't done any turret damage, and we have theirs down to 20%. Get a quick cleanup right there, and finally, we're going to end it off pretty easily just by landing a few more shots on the turret. But as you can see, Jessie's really strong in this mode. She's not super hard to play, and the turret is just very strong, and it's a lot to deal with for certain brawlers like theirs. And yeah, there it is. Got a good win with Jessie. So that is it in terms of gameplay and brawlers I'm going to cover for today. I want to thank everyone for watching and paying attention to my video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned something from Brawl Stars. If you've played it, hopefully you get back into it, and if you haven't, hopefully this spurs you on to maybe downloading it and giving it a try, because I do believe it's a really great game that's very accessible for anyone as long as you have a mobile device or something that supports the game. So again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And that's it. Bye-bye.